Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. Alright, so we're in the sub today, and let's talk bezel. In fact, let's I'm gonna have to operate the camera one-handed, but let's take a look at the bezel. We'll talk about it a bit.
Alright, well, I'm not much without a tripod because I can't really turn the bezel and hold the camera at the same time, but I've got to say this is the best bezel I've ever turned. It's got a smoothness and a crispness to the clicks. It's pretty amazing. It's easy to turn, but it's not like it would get turned inadvertently. I think it'd be tough to turn. I mean, I guess if you were sticking your hands in your pockets and you had tight pockets, it might click over a few notches, but oftentimes bezels are, in my opinion, too hard to turn. I think this, I could say that about my Orient. Sometimes bezels are too easy to turn, and I would say that about many of my Vostoks. They just sort of spin around. There's no clicky bit inside. There you go. Don't look too hard at the lugs. Don't look too hard. Let's just ignore that. Yeah, actually, this was a pretty beat up sub when I got it, and I had it polished through RSC, the Rolex Service Center, and they did a really good job. They chamfered the lugs as best they could, but you can see that right lug, the corner towards the bracelet, there just wasn't material there. Laser welding, I guess I could have that done, but boy, yeah, I'm not a fan of laser welding. It's just too, well, it's third party, and adding metal, I don't know, it's just put it this way, I'd never invest in a watch that was laser welded. And you can really bring a watch back. You can add metal. I mean, you could make this look like it's never been polished before. And, add that to your list of things to ask about when you're looking at a pre-owned piece. I mean, it seems pretty pedantic to have to ask about something like that, but, has this piece ever been laser welded? If it looks too good to be true, and it's a really old piece, really vintage, you might want to ask why it hasn't been polished. Was it a safe queen? If say the bezel is sort of, the insert's kind of beat up, but everything else looks really mint, you might want to inquire as to why that is the case. Hey, while we're on cases, you guys know I love an unpolished case, and I've often wondered if I were to, at the next service, ask for a replacement case. And, I wouldn't typically recommend that. Once you start replacing pieces, you devalue the watch. But I've already done that with the bezel. Replacing the case, I've always wondered about what the cost would be. Any ideas? I mean, I've Google searched it, and I want to say it's, I don't know. I mean, you get different. I've never found a definitive answer, but I've heard as high as a couple $1,000s for the case. Anyway, will I ever do it? Nah, I won't. I mean, I'll just this is fine. And look, I sort of have that unpolished thing with the G&T, so I'll sort of that's enough. But you always think, I wonder. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
All right, so I've been meaning to bring up a contact I got, a message I got from the good people at Gear Best. So they found my channel, and I don't know if I said good things about the device or not. I mean, I kind of don't think I did, but I guess I was fair. Anyway, I have a fledgling watch channel, it appears, and so they reached out and wanted to know if I would, quote, review some of their stuff. I don't know if they phrased it like that, but $100 worth of stuff from Gear Best, which, you know, when you consider a device is 20 bucks, I guess I could get about, what, 5 watches. And it's interesting because they had some caveats, you know, to get these free goods. One was I had to put Gear Best in the title, and I had to put the Gear Best logo somewhere in the thumbnail of the video. And it was a turnoff to me. And it was interesting because afterwards I checked out some device videos, and you know, if you see Gear Best in the title and the Gear Best logo, no matter how small, in the thumbnail, well, I think that means a deal was struck. And you know, I know Perth Watches and has a video like that, and who else? Just One More Watch, which I think is pretty much clear. He's you know, getting those things for free. So anyway, I really never wrote him back. I sort of said, okay, yeah, and they said, okay, well, choose your $100 worth of goods, and read us back, and I never did. And I got a few emails sort of like, have you chosen your watches yet? And can we recommend watches for you? And I've just, I've never quite wanted to say, no, I don't want to do it, because I get to writing that don't want to do it email, and I'm like, yeah, this is just like free stuff. But it comes at too much of a price for the channel. I don't want to, the thing is, I don't think I could be nasty. I don't know. I don't, not like I would want to be nasty, but I don't know if I could be honest. And meaning once you sort of are given something, it changes your ability perhaps to speak as brutally honest about it as maybe you should, or you could. Anyway, that's part of it. Another reason is I don't know. I don't really want a device, and it was an interesting experience getting my device. And one of the reasons I got it, I said it in the video, is I wanted to see the dial. I wanted to see how nice the dial was, and I did. And it was a beautiful dial. The things that they can pull off in China are amazing, and I wanted to see what a $20 dial looked like, because oftentimes you'll see videos and you hear the presenter prattle on about the flawless, you know, beautiful, magnificent, fantastic dial, and it's, in this day and time, it's odd to not have a nice dial. It's like, what's up if you don't have a nice dial? I mean, it must be a Vostok, right? Vostoks have always been rough around the edges, but these new, I guess, methods just, you know, allow for a $20 watch to really look just about as good as this, I gotta say. I mean, it's amazing what factories can pull off, and that was the whole point of getting my device, and so I don't really feel like I need to revisit device. There is one thing I kind of sort of would like to do. I would like to get a device and put it on my watch winder and just let it go and just see like how many years or months it lasted. But you know, again, it's not I think worth, I don't know, I don't want to take my channel in that direction. It was tempting, but yeah, that's what do you guys think? I mean, I've sort of made up my mind. So like a whole ton of people could say, do it, you know, and yeah, I don't want to do it. Okay. But anyway, I just thought I'd relay that. I thought it was kind of interesting. And so yeah, that happened. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys with some if you're uninterested in just non-watch related stuff, click off now. This is some footage I took yesterday when I went to the sports club, and afterwards I was getting some milk. All right, anyways, just some extra footage. I don't know why I thought you guys would be interested in it. Perhaps not. If not, then until next time. Okay, take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Ume Shu, Japanese plum wine. Must be the season to make it, and it's kind of a cool display. So it's pretty simple to make. You just need ume, which is Japanese apricot, I think is the best translation, but sometimes they're called plums. Sugar and alcohol, white liquor, 35%, and they sell pretty much all the stuff to make it. You got the booze right there, you got the sugar, you've got the tubs to make it with. You got the bigger tubs over here, and around here somewhere in the produce section, I'm sure you've got ume. And Ume Shu, Japanese plum wine, is probably one of the greatest things in Japan. I love the stuff. I loved past tense. I still love it, but it's sad to say, I don't know, I must have had too much my first year here, and I just lost the taste for it. I can't really drink it anymore. It's funny because I loved it, and I still kind of love it, but I just had too much, and it just sort of flipped, and my mouth doesn't desire the taste for it anymore. My mother loves it. My mother actually, she drinks it when she comes to Japan, and she actually has it imported to where she lives. Special orders it, and you can buy it. Let's find it. I'll show it to you. All right, there you go. So probably the most common brand is Choya, and boy, have I had some Choya in my day. You can see the ume here in the bottom, and this is pretty much standard. This is like the standard offering, sort of mid-grade, I guess I would call it. And then they've got this is actually new. This is Choya single year, so aged a year, and they've got another one which I think is 3 years that just came out recently. And again, I really don't drink this stuff anymore, so I don't have any interest in trying it. But my first year in Japan, I went to this restaurant, really nice Japanese restaurant with like a Japanese family that I was really good friends with, and one of the I guess women that worked there gave me some homemade Ume Shu, and it was, I want to say it was 10 years old, and I gotta say it was amazing. I mean, it was thick and it just had the best taste, and I finished it. It was sad to see it go, but boy, it was so good, and it was really nice of her to hook basically a total stranger up with 10-year-old Ume Shu. Anyway, I'm trying to think and see if they've got other kinds here. I got some sort of small. If you ever come to Japan and you just want to try it, you can grab this. It's like a single serving, a couple little ume down there, which you can eat afterwards. And for the 5-year-old, well, not really, but this is really a trial size. I guess you got different, different type. Yeah, this says no plum at the bottom. My mother actually doesn't like the plums. She prefers the Ume Shu without the plums, and that's what she buys. All right, so ooh, black sugar Ume Shu. Wow, that's kind of cool. So made with black sugar instead of the white sugar that you saw before. Wow, look at that. That's kind of good looking. And what do we have over here? I think this is something different. I don't know what this is, but it looks like it's... I've seen this before, and I think I might have had it, but... Okay, unrelated to Ume Shu. Alright. Anyway, guys, hey, just a little education on Ume Shu. Drink some if you come. Bonus footage. What time is it? 8:30 at night, and I just came from the sports club, which you could probably guess from the
watch choice. All right, so I need some milk. I'm kind of thirsty. Wouldn't mind some protein, so I could go with the Oishi Gyunyu, which Oishi means delicious. Now this is sort of the top milk brand here, and it's kind of expensive. 109 yen plus tax. It's going to be a little bit more than 109 yen. Be about, well, plus about 8 yen for 200 millimeters. Or I could come over here and get the bigger size, 500 millimeters. Again, this is the top shelf brand, top shelf milk, for 50 yen more. Definitely a better deal. Or if you're real cheap, like me, you go for this, and this is the, I guess, I think that's Hokkaido. Hold on a minute. No, Chiba Ken milk, 500 milliliters for, look at that, 119 yen. This is the way to go. Milk is good stuff. Kind of weird, kind of gross that we drink it. Cow milk. I mean, I'm used to the idea. I've been drinking it all my life, but drinking another animal's milk is kind of weird. And you know, milk is made from the blood of the animal. And if you think of it like that, it's kind of gross. But it's kind of like sausages. You probably shouldn't think about it when you're drinking it. I know when my wife was nursing my daughters, sometimes I'd give it a try. It was, and I couldn't shake the feeling. I was like drinking my wife's blood in some form. I prefer the cow version, but yeah. Anyway, I wanted to just say that I didn't give a really good explanation of Ume Shu. What you have to do is you have to, get the proportions right of the liquor and the ume and the sugar, and then you have to let it sit for something like I don't know. I think the longer the better, but minimum time. I'm just pulling this out of thin air. Probably a couple months. But anyway, just thought I'd clarify that. You don't just throw them together and start drinking it. You have to wait. Take care, and thanks for watching.